Today we're going over how to stage your house correctly in today's market. And let's be honest, in the past 5 years, we really haven't had to worry about staging or prep work or anything else because it's been such a severe seller's market. But in today's market, the housing market is starting to slow down a little bit. Buyers are having more options in terms of listings on the market. So making sure that our house stands out on the market and actually gets people to come and look at it and actually gets people in the door to make offers is really, really important. And one way we can do that is through staging. So today we're going over a total of 6 different items that you should do before you list your house when it comes to home staging to make sure that it sticks out on the market and stands out to buyers. The other thing is if you are new here, my name's Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville. I've been selling real estate in Louisville since 2019. So if you need any help, I'd love to help you out. You have my phone number down in the description. But if you are new, make sure you click that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you don't miss any other market updates or buyer and seller videos just like this one. With all that being said, let's jump into the video. Now, before we get started, I do have my free 7 must-do things before you list a house in 2026 here in Louisville, Kentucky. I've linked it down below. It's completely free to download, so make sure you grab that after this video. Now, absolute first thing you want to do when it comes to staging a property is the first thing is just declutter the property. Let's go in and take out about 30 to 50% of the stuff that's in the house and just go ahead and remove it. Because let's be honest, when a buyer walks in and there's too much stuff in the house, it's gonna feel a lot smaller. That oversized couch, the kitchen countertops that have 87 different things on them, the bathroom countertops and shower space, a lot of times those have a tendency to collect hygiene bottles, and a lot of times it's shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, but we have 87 different bottles in there for some reason. Let's go ahead and remove a lot of that stuff. The other thing that we want to focus on is closet space. Buyers always come in, they open up closets, and they're looking for big closets. And every single closet is going to look a lot smaller than what it actually is when there's a bunch of stuff in it. So let's go ahead and remove a lot of that stuff. Put it in boxes, let's get a storage unit, get that stuff out of there, because let's be honest, the house is gonna feel a lot smaller with all the stuff in it than what it could actually feel when it's a completely vacant house. We don't want it completely vacant, but we want it to be a lot more simplified and a lot more open than what it currently is. So go ahead and remove about 30 to 50% of the items. It's gonna make the house feel a lot bigger. It's gonna show better in person, it's gonna show better on photos, and it's gonna show better in video. Now, the second thing that we wanna focus on is we wanna depersonalize as well as neutralize the property. Things like unique paint colors and unique decor and decorations can all be taken down. The specific thing is like bedroom colors. A lot of times people will paint the bedroom colors a unique color for one of their kids. They want a neon pink room or neon green room or whatever. Let's go ahead and neutralize that a little bit. Cool gray, different things like that can make a big impact because buyers immediately walk in, they look at it and they say, this is a project that's gonna have to be done the second we move in because it's a very specific paint color. So a more neutral color is probably gonna attract more buyers. The other thing that we wanna do is wanna take down things like family photos, different, unique art, different things like that can have a huge impact because let's be honest, the buyer wants to see themselves living there, they don't wanna see you living there. So the goal of this is just to kind of make it feel more appealing to the masses because we just want it to be relatively neutral and relatively massively appealing for most buyers. Now, the third thing we want to focus on is we want to make sure that we rearrange our furniture a little bit. And what we want to do here is we want to make sure that the house flows the right way. Now, when I talk about house flow, what I'm talking about is when a buyer walks in, what's the path they're going to take? If you have a kitchen that opens up into a living room and you've got a couch in between it, we probably want to remove that couch because let's be really honest, most buyers are going to walk in, they're going to walk up to the back of that couch and they're going to go, it feels like this room is separate from the other room. They're not going to be able to put words on it, but what they're gonna do is they're gonna kind of express that it almost feels closed off and like they're 2 separate rooms for some reason. The reason is there's a couch in the walkway where it feels like you'd naturally walk there. So removing stuff like that so that way the house feels like it's more open and flows nicely is gonna be really important. The other thing that we want to do when it comes to this is sometimes just remove extra furniture. A lot of times houses have too much furniture. We've got a living room with 4 couches, 2 coffee stands or coffee tables, a couple of end tables, a couple of recliners, then all of a sudden this room feels tiny because we've got the oversized couch or we've got 4 recliners and different things like that. So removing some of the extra furniture that prevents the house's flow can make a big difference on the way a buyer feels about it, as well as how it shows in the photos, videos, as well as when they're actually showing it in person. Now, the fourth thing we want to focus on is our lighting and atmosphere. Now, specifically when it comes to lighting, we want to make sure that we turn on all the lights, maybe replace a couple light bulbs, and we also might play with the type of light bulb that we buy. Is it a white light or is it a natural light, maybe a warm light? Depending on the house, it's going to be different, but maybe focus a little bit on that and see how the different lights affect the house. The other thing we want to make sure we do is look at rooms that might not have overhead lights. We might add mirrors, lamps, and different things like that to kind of bounce around the light a little bit in those rooms so they feel less dark and a little bit more inviting. The last piece of this is going to be our atmosphere, and specifically with atmosphere, we want to make sure the house smells good. So we might get the carpets professionally cleaned, we might add scents like candle, vanilla, warm linen, or something else that feels homey and warm and inviting can make a big difference on the way a buyer feels about it when they're in that house. Now the fifth thing that we're going to talk about today is our curb appeal, and the reason that we're talking about this in a staging video is because it matters a lot. And let's be really honest, the inside of the house could be immaculate, but if the outside of the house looks unkept, most buyers are going to scroll right past it and not even click on it. And most buyers are going to see the outside of the house before they see any of the inside of the house. Curb appeal is our first impressions, so let's make them count. Stage it a little bit, add a pop of color here or there with flowers, pumpkins, mums, different things like that, depending on the season. As long as it's tastefully done, can make a big difference in the way a buyer feels about it. Because let's be honest, once again, buyers buy homes, they don't buy houses. So when it comes to making it feel like a home, just make it feel like a home. Decorate the outside a little bit, make sure it's tasteful and classy, and make sure that it's well kept, because nothing turns a buyer off more than uncut grass, uncut shrubs, no mulch, overgrown weeds. It always feels like it's a project, and most buyers aren't even going to click on it when they see it online. And number 6, and most important on the list, is going to be adding in those final touches. Things like fresh cut flowers, a fruit basket, different things like that are going to make a big impact on the way a buyer feels about the property, because every buyer always sees it as it's a hotel room, right? They're going to look at it and they're going to say it's always going to be exactly how it currently is. I'm not able to move furniture around or do anything to the house. So because of that, we want to make it show in the best way possible. So adding in those little touches, fresh cut flowers on the counter, maybe it's a fruit basket, we do different things like that, makes all the difference in the world. Also, make the beds, fold the throws, maybe add those little plugins or a candle, something to make the house smell like a home is going to really draw people in. Maybe bonus tip is clean the carpets, because let's be honest, carpets typically are the filters of the house, so they tend to catch things like dog odors, cat odors, maybe if you smoke, it's going to catch all those odors. So making sure that those are clean is going to make a big difference. But it's all those final touches, those little tiny decorations that we're going to add in are going to make it feel way more like a home, and buyers buy homes, they don't buy houses. So make sure it feels like a home and add in those little touches. Now, if you made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate you sticking around. Down below, I've got my free 7 must-do things before you list a house. So if you're looking to sell, make sure you grab that. It's completely free to download. I've also got my phone number down in the description. So if you are looking to buy or sell here in Louisville, I'd love to help you out with it. If you've got any questions, feel free to give me a call, or if you just want a consultation, do free buyer consults as well as free buyer or seller consults. So feel free to give me a call. I'd love to help you out with it. Once again, make sure you click that subscribe button as well as bell notifications so you don't miss any other market updates or any other buyer and seller tip videos just like this. With that being said, I'm Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville, and I'll see you in the next one.